Hey everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Sunday video report. Lots of ground to cover here in the next few minutes. First of all, I'll be having free picks coming up in just a second on your games between Detroit, Kansas City, the Jets and Jacksonville, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, plus my thoughts on Philadelphia and Atlanta, and a teaser possibility for you on today's card as well, plus a money-saving discount coupon code that'll save you $15 off of any single purchase you make today, and how you can win a shot at $300, your share at $300, free grand prize by playing fantasy football today through DraftStreet.com. All that coming up in just a moment. Quick congratulations going out to a couple of out handicappers. Trace Adams yesterday, highest rated college football release of the season, rare 2,500 star play, 2.5 times higher than his normal top rated 1,000 star release. And how easy was it? He said he had his college blowout of the year. A blowout it was. Kansas State 37-0. The win yesterday, part of a 2-0 sweep. His pay after you win play was even easier, guys. How about Georgia Tech yesterday? My God, did they get revenge, as I noted in yesterday's free pick, and an absolute demolition of Kansas. And for Trace now, who also hit his first 2,500 star play last week, his dog of the year, Kansas outright with a touchdown in the final minute to beat Northern Illinois, a $1 player. That means a guy playing just $1 per unit that Trace has released over the past 3.5 months has now won $20,360. And FYI, those pay after you win plays, after cashing in yesterday with Georgia Tech, now on a 10-1-1 roll. So kudos going out to Trace. Also, Dom Chambers cashing in again yesterday. Huge 80-dime winner on Navy. Football selections over the past 8 days, $10 better has won $2,220. As for me, yesterday I said I had my 15-dime blowout of the year. I had a team on the road that I thought was extremely underpriced. I said they'd win by 20. It was even easier than that, guys. Last game on the docket last night, Oklahoma State laying the 2 touchdowns on the road, taking care of business with the easy 26-point win against Tulsa. Now 9-1 with that play over the past 9 years, or excuse me, make that past 10 years, and 2-0 this season with 15-dime college football releases. And my other one was Wisconsin 35-0 over Oregon State last week. Today, back in the pros, and guys, I've got another road team that is going to roll. It is another 15-dime play, and these 15-dime plays, just like yesterday's on Oklahoma State, just like last Saturday's on Wisconsin, these 15-dime plays in the NFL over the past 4 years, 40 and 25. And that's what I've got going today among 2 NFL selections on today's card as I look to take the profit I scored yesterday and put it right back in the bank today. 72.53 run over the past 86 days overall. Plenty of profit in the account to put to work on today's card. And another guy you might want to check out, Shawn Michaels, 100-dime winner, number 7 out of 8. And it happens to be his teaser winner, number 12 out of 16. Now, he hit a 100-dime teaser winner last Sunday, sitting on needles and pins. I was over at the Wynn with him almost all day long watching these 2 games, but he did come through with Arizona -1 over Carolina, and San Diego -3 over Minnesota. It was in doubt for both of those games until the fourth quarter, but he picked up that 100-dime winner. Guys, his last 100-dime winner last season. Remember New England's memorable 45-3 blowout of the Jets on that Monday night contest. Once again, 100-dime winner, number 7 out of 8. His teaser winner, number 12 out of 16. 100-dime teaser winner today, Carolina, Green Bay, New England, San Diego. So make sure you get it early because it goes at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Also, congratulations going out to Chuck O'Brien yesterday. 40-dime winner, number 30 out of 42. Holding on with Florida, getting the half-point cover against Tennessee. So those are a couple of the hot handicappers that you should be aware of for this Sunday card. Listen, guys, I want to talk about DraftStreet.com. Here's the great thing. You know, I got into what they used to call rotisserie league baseball. I'm sure some people still call that too as well. And fantasy league sports, my God, 25 some years ago. Because I figure if I'm covering games, if I'm gambling on games, I might as well play the fantasy games too. But what I really like about this particular contest that DraftStreet.com is running today is that it's instant gratification, okay? It's not like the old days and like some leagues even today where you've got to play the entire season until you split up the pot. No, I like the fact that their NFL contests, when that Monday night game is finished, you are getting paid off. The other thing I like is I don't have to wait for 7 or 10 friends to put together a league. I'm playing against guys all across the country. They have a contest today. It's a $300 free roll. And what that means is there's $300 put in the pot. And the top 7 finishers finish in the money. And you are competing against yourselves. You're going to be competing against me. You're going to be competing against CEO Steve Budin. And you get a free entry into this contest simply by going to draftstreet.com, and the coupon, or I guess the code, the entry code is simply my last name, DeMarco, DEMARCO, like I have to spell it. You see it right up there, right on the top of the masthead. But that's what you do. You go to draftstreet.com, and it's real easy, guys. You'll see the Draft Street ad right here on our website. Just click. It'll bring you to the site. It's a free entry, okay? I mean, you're not paying anything. It's a free entry if you use that code, DeMarco. And here's the deal. It is a salary cap league, okay? Which means you have $100,000 mythical bankroll, okay? And you're acting as your own GM. You have to pick a couple of quarterbacks, a couple of running backs, a couple of wide receivers, a tight end, defensive player. You pick your team. Every player in the league has a salary cap number. You have $100,000 to spend. You can't go over the $100,000 mark. You put together your team. And then the points are accumulated, guys. You have up until the games kick off at 1 o'clock Eastern Time to continue to maneuver your team players in and out as you hear various fantasy league reports during the day. DraftStreet.com, you can get fantasy advice as well. You create your team. You are competing against hundreds and hundreds of guys, including me, for this particular league. And as I said, when Monday's action is over, then the winners will be determined. The top 7 finishers finish in the money. It's a $300 bankroll. Give it a shot, guys. It is a free entry. It's a free chance to win my money. You're competing against me as well. And again, just click through the draftstreet.com ad. And again, it's a really easy thing. Use DeMarco. DeMarco is your entry code, and off you go, guys. So good luck with that, and I hope you take part in it. Now, let's talk about a little free play action. First game I'm going to talk about is going to be the Detroit-Kansas City contest. Now, I used the Lions as a free pick last week, and they certainly delivered, getting a point, winning outright at Tampa Bay 27-20, a game that they totally dominated statistically. The final score really wasn't as indicative as how much they dominated in that game. Huge game for Matt Stafford with 305 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Here's why I like them today, even though, of course, public perception has inflated this number up to 9 because they're playing a Kansas City team that was humiliated at home last week, 41-7 by the Buffalo Bills. This is their only home game in a 4-week period. They've covered 14 of their last 17 games overall in regular season play, including 7-1 at home. They've won 9 straight games when you count the 4-0 preseason start, the final 4 wins of the regular season last year, the opening win at Tampa Bay last week as well. They were 3-0 against the spread as a home favorite last year. Again, I'm going to go with them in this particular contest. Kansas City not only lost the game last week at home to Buffalo, also lost their best defensive player, Pro Bowl safety Eric Berry, to a season-ending knee injury. They couldn't run the ball that effectively last week as Jamal Charles and Thomas Jones combined for just 59 yards against a Bills team that has a really suspect rushing defense. 2 first downs and 60 yards total in the second half of that game. So I'm going to go with Detroit minus the 9 points in that one. I'll get to that money-saving coupon code in just a minute, guys. Next game. I think you have to go ahead and lay the points with the Jets. I used the Cowboys against them last week. I thought they'd come out a little sluggish. I didn't think they'd be down by 14 points in the second half. But hey, they came back. They got the win. And here's the deal. Jacksonville, big deal. Jaguars held on for the win against Tennessee. Who said the Titans were any good? I like the Jets here playing at home to really come up with a good effort. I like them to get the running game going, as Sean Green last week, 10 carries, just 26 yards. Thankfully, Mark Sanchez, off criticized, had a pretty good game, 26 for 44, 335 yards and 2 touchdowns in that contest. I think the key in this game is the Jets defense. Maurice Jones-Drew is not going to be able to run like he did against Tennessee, and even against the Titans. Civ-like on the defensive line. He only had 97 yards rushing. I think they'll bottle him up just like they bottled up Felix Jones last week of the Cowboys. Plus, Jaguars wide receivers, nothing to brag about against Revis and Cromartie. I think it's a shutdown defense. I think this game is underpriced. I think if the Jets had played more impressively last week against Dallas, you'd be probably laying closer to 12 to 13. So I say at 9.5 to 10, I think it's a pretty much of a bargain. Hey guys, let me give you a discount money saving coupon code. Today it is WINNER15. WINNER15, WINNER, and the number 15. You enter that when prompted and you will save $15 off of any single purchase today. It's a one-time usage coupon. You don't have to necessarily buy my plays. You can buy anybody's plays at the site. Once again, it is WINNER15, and you'll save $15 off of any single purchase. You know, everybody is down on the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, I don't know exactly why. Okay, Donovan McNabb had a bad game last week at San Diego. Chargers last year on paper statistically had the number one defense in the NFL. Vikings were up for most of that game until the Chargers came back. So I'm going to go with Minnesota here today. You know, Tampa, yes, last year won 10 games. Only one came against a winning team. They totally, as I noted earlier, got dominated at home by Detroit. I'm going to go with the Vikings here to rebound. McNabb in his home debut for the Vikings to come back, play a little better. But let's face it, the key in this contest is still going to be Adrian Peterson. 16 carries, 96 tough yards against the Chargers last week, a game in which they were up 17-7 on the road. Now they're only laying 3 at home, so I'd go bet, buy the half point down on them. Remember, I always encourage anybody to buy the half point up or down accordingly when the line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10. Again, not that impressed with Tampa Bay. Gave up 431 total yards in offense last week and 0 quarterback sacks of Matt Stafford either. Here's a interesting game, Philadelphia and Atlanta. In media interviews, everybody's asking me, of course, I grew up in the Philadelphia area, lifelong Eagles fan, blah, blah, blah. Eagles a 2.5 point choice. Just my thoughts on this game. I think it's the hardest game on the board to pick today. I don't know what you're going to get. Yeah, it's Michael Vick's return to Atlanta, but, you know, the Falcons are in a must-win situation after getting demolished last week at Chicago. They're back home, playing on artificial turf, so their speed is not going to be negated like it was at Soldier Field, playing on grass. This Philadelphia defense, I think the jury's still out, whether they can stop anybody on the ground. If Steven Jackson didn't pull the hamstring on the first carry when he went for like 60-some yards last week against them for the Rams, 47 yards I think it was, for the touchdown, who knows what would have happened? Because remember, you know, Cadillac Williams came in place of Jackson, and he ran for 91 yards on 91 carries. I think Michael Turner is going to have a big game. It's hard to think that the Falcons, who were 7-1 straight up at home in the regular season last year and coming off 2 straight bad losses to the Packers in the playoffs last year and last week at Chicago, is possibly going to lose this game. You know, so yet it's one of those things, though. Can you really go against Michael Vick in his return to Atlanta? If you put a gun to my head, I think Falcons plus the 2.5 points is the way to go. I think the other way you really look at this game is look at the total. It's 49.5. Do you think this is going to be a low-scoring game? I don't think so. I think this could be one of those 28-24 games. So if I had to really, really put my money on it, guys, more so than to back in the Falcons on the side, I would lean toward the over. Here's a potential teaser for you. Now, you got to look for the right numbers when you're putting together a 2-team teaser. Forget about those exotic multi-team teasers. The odds are stacked against you, even though you're getting a boatload of points. I like just a traditional 2-team 6-point teaser. Is Baltimore going to lose today at Tennessee laying 6.5? Everybody's already discounted this price because they're coming off the huge revenge win and the 35-7 win against Pittsburgh last week. If they lose this game, it negates the value of beating the Steelers. So you take them down to a 1-point favorite at Tennessee. I have no problem with that. I would go with that. And listen, you could put them together with the Jets, making the Jets a 3.5-point favorite at home. You could put them together with Green Bay. Green Bay, you know, where the Packers going to win by more than 4 points today on the road. New Orleans, maybe, you know, Saints, 7-point favorite at home, coming off the loss, 2 extra days to prepare. You'd make them like a 1 to 1.5 point favorite. Maybe even New England at home, minus what, 1 against San Diego. I think that you have some teaser potential there with those squads. So anyway, that's to do it for Sunday, guys. WINNER15, your money-saving discount coupon code to save you $15 off any single purchase price. And again, check it out, DraftStreet.com. Click through the ad here on the site. Enter the contest. Take your shot at winning my $300 in funds. Top 7 finishers get into the money. DeMarco is that entry code over at DraftStreet.com. Good luck, guys, and I'll catch you again on Monday.